Welcome to People. I'm Shirley Lin, and here I am at a fitness center called the O3-Fitness Center on CE Road. And one of the owners, the general manager actually, is Ethan Garcia. Hello, Ethan.
Hi, Shirley. How are you?
Good, good. Now, Ethan is from Australia, and he's been here 2 years. What brought you to Taiwan?
Basically to set up a gym in Taiwan with my business partners. And basically I wanted to bring a unique, different brand of gym to Taiwan, which was functional fitness and effective workouts.
Okay, it is very different. Later we'll show you some shots of how the gym looks like. It's more like open space, okay?
Yes.
And then there are some equipments, but they are bigger than the ones that I'm used to at any normal gym. And maybe to incorporate all these bigger muscular men around. But there's all kinds of different machines still, but there's just a lot more space in the middle and everything, so it's a little different. You know that it's really for building up, future fighters or something?
Well, yeah, we are niche as fighters, but our bread and butter is fitness, the fitness industry. I have a sports degree, sports science degree, background in sport and fitness. Sports, should I say, and basically we do a lot of bodyweight exercises, and so where I'm going with the functional exercises and bodyweight exercises, so everyone should be able to move around functionally and get the best range of motion for their bodies and get the best out of their bodies. I'm actually not a big equipment person. I'm a reasonably big guy, and I quite often have a lot of guys that come up to me and say, "How much do you lift, bro?" And I actually don't know because I quite often work out with 7-kilo medicine balls and things like that. So,
right. Yeah, you studied sports. You said sports.
Sports science. Yeah.
Science.
Yeah.
And but you actually fought for some time. How long?
Just over 15 years. I was a professional fighter.
Right. In mixed martial arts.
No. In kickboxing, boxing, and Muay Thai. And although they sound very similar, they are actually three very different sports. Yeah.
Okay. So you grew up very active, and you knew you were going to go into sports as a profession, as a career.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to. My mom had different plans, and there was a few battles there.
And it's always with the moms.
Yeah, hence why I got the degree, because she said you got to go to university.
Good thing there's a sports science, right?
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's something I always wanted to do. Is my passion, and it is a very hard thing to get into. There's not many people that make it, and I was very fortunate, very lucky. To make it, and plus a lot of hard work. I worked very hard at it, something I really wanted to do.
I know you said you wanted to be here in Taiwan to start, to set up a fitness center, but why Taiwan? And I think this kind of fitness center is kind of new to Taiwan, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I was actually looking at possibly setting up a gym in the UK, because my mum is from the UK. She's an English lady that went to Australia and fell in love with this Australian guy who was my dad, and that's how I came about. So I have a British citizenship through my mom, and I was looking at possibly doing that there. There are other fighters there, and I had some good contacts there to do things, but I wouldn't be the first one doing this. And what I saw in Taiwan was I'd be very unique. As far as fighting myself, that was a different story, but as opening up a business here, I thought it'd be very unique, and that interested me. And then the more I've stayed here, the more I love the culture, the more I love the people. I came here to check it out for 3 months, and after 3 months I was sold.
Really? And just like that?
I live here now. I've signed 5-year contracts on leases, and I'm learning Chinese.
Oh, good. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
It's a difficult language to learn.
Very.
Right. Now, I know that, just last week actually, I interviewed a mixed martial art fighter. Yeah. And he is actually Taiwanese, but he grew up in Canada.
Right.
And we are going to have the very first bout of mixed martial art. It's with the One Fighting Championship. For the first time in Taiwan. So this is fairly new, and you see some future in this market here in Taiwan? I can't picture these. I don't know. You know, when you think about Asian guys, they're smaller than you, but what's the catch here?
Well, the thing is in boxing, kickboxing, MMA, Muay Thai, there's different weight divisions. And so generally the weight divisions, depending on the federation or the style, shift from about 5 kilos. And you can, if you, like I said, if you're lucky enough and you've got the work ethic to work hard, you can make a professional career out of it, and you can make some good money. You can make some really good money. And kind of set yourself up for life in a basically like a 10-year career or something like that. I see a lot of potential in Taiwan because it's a very untapped market, and there's so much history here with martial arts anyway, Sanda, Kung Fu, this type of thing. So I think some of that can be harnessed and tweaked and used, and I've seen a lot of raw talent here, and I know there's not a big emphasis on sports in Taiwan, but yeah, we need more professional athletes here. I would like I mean, fitness is what I do, and I like getting people healthy, and I like doing that as a coach. But my passion, I would love to see MMA boxing fighters from Taiwan representing Taiwan in the Olympics, on the world stage, and being superstars. I'd love to see that happen. If I could be a part of that, I'd love to be a part of that.
That's great. We need people like you to have a vision for Taiwanese people getting into Olympics. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, how are Taiwanese people catching on with this? You said all these different Muay Thai and whatever you can do here or to train for. I mean, are young people liking this kind of thing? Because I think it's kind of new. I mean, there are gyms, okay, and there are workouts, and then people like to, you know, lift weights and go on the treading machine and all kind of stuff, you know, to look good and all that. But it's only for their own sake. Yeah. But here, it looks like you're building up something that you want to train up, bring up these athletes, so that they can go out and compete in the international arena, right?
Yes.
Yay.
I do, and I really try to get, it's very common all over the world in the amateur kind of ranks of any fighting sport, that people take it as especially men in particular, take it as a very personal thing, as like, I'm having a fight with this person, and it's you know, they've offended your mother or something, and then this is a very serious thing, but it should be viewed as a sport. And it's exactly the same as basketball. So if you know, like say for example, you and me playing basketball together one-on-one, I want to score a shot in that hoop, but I can't just go for that shot because you know I'm going to do that. And you see a lot of fighters, they kind of take some punches, they kind of do this thing like, I'm tougher, give me a punch. Which is kind of really silly because I'm just saying like, hey, shoot a hoop, you know, just go over it. From a sporting point of view, I want to make you miss. I want to make it kind of look a little bit ridiculous. I want to show you how I can play my sport better than you. I'm going to school you, so to speak, and give you a little bit of razzle-dazzle, make you look up here and then change direction, go around there and shoot the ball. And that's kind of the same approach I have with fighting. I like to, if people are looking up here, I like to kick them in the leg. Once they start, oh, that hurt a little bit, he's going to kick me in the leg again, then I'll hit you back up there again, that type of thing. And so I like to get people to think. It's a game of chess, essentially, physical chess.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. So you want to teach Taiwanese people the winning tactics.
Yeah.
Right.
And this to be a fighter, that's what you really need. You can't just like war with everybody, like type of thing. Like stand in front of guys and take punches and give punches. That's any punch can hurt you and stop you, so to speak. So
wow.
So it's like a game of tag.
Yeah.
High stakes tag.
I think that's what we need in Taiwan.
And you don't want to be it.
Right. Because you know how Taiwanese parents are? Taiwanese parents are into like study is more important than anything else in the world.
Yes.
So, I don't know, I'm getting the feel of that kind of, sensitive area where young people want to do what they want to do, get active, not just study.
Yeah.
Or sitting still and getting good grades or, that kind of stuff. Because Taiwanese people, including, this MMA fighter that I interviewed last week, he said his parents were against what he wanted to do.
Oh, yeah.
And then now, of course, they're accepting, but it took a while. And, this kind of thing.
It's not just Asian parents.
Oh, really?
My mother is a special education teacher. She's got a master's in education. She works for the government. She goes into school to assess so-called problem children, this type of thing. My coach came around to our house and said, because I really just started to train because I enjoyed it, and he saw something in me, my coach. He came around to talk to my parents today. I think this kid's got something. He could become Australian champion. We could do something with this kid. And my dad was like, yeah, you know. My mom was like, no. And it kind of, yeah, so but being a Capricorn and a very stubborn man, I eventually, a lot of headbutting with my mom, we came to a deal. It was if you go to university and if you get good grades and you can still do what you do. And what I did was I actually worked as a security personnel. I used to do all kinds of things from nightclubs to dance parties to the Chippendales and the Thunder Down Under. That there's security for those.
And your mom was all right with those?
Well, to make ends meet, because as an amateur fighter, you make no money. And and so I put myself through university, and I put myself through as an amateur fighter, so I could train and pay my gym fees and train with the best guys and do what I need to do. And I was very fortunate enough to get a professional contract before I finished university, and then become Australian champion and gone from there and build from there and actually just train and train twice a day and fight every 8 weeks. That's what I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. You picked Taiwan. You picked an Asian country. Is it because, like Muay Thai, and what was the other thing you were saying? Oh, shadow boxing. That's all. Is shadow boxing an Asian? I mean, it's an Asian thing.
Shadow boxing?
Yeah. Did you say that just now?
No, I said sanda.
Huh?
Sanda. Sanda is like
I've never heard that.
It's a form of Chinese kickboxing.
Okay, kickboxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could have picked any country in the world, but you came to Taiwan. Is it because of the Asian element behind these different martial arts?
I have some roots here. I have
What?
I have some roots here.
Yeah, I heard that. What do you mean by you've got some
You can't tell by the way I look. No, so I actually have some roots here in Taiwan. I spent many years living in Thailand, and I speak a little Thai.
Right.
But I have some roots here as my good friend and my business partner, Sunny Wang. And also my partner is Taiwanese as well. So who I met in Australia.
Oh, got it.
As well. So obviously her parents, which I consider my parents, and things like that. So
got it. Okay.
So that's my roots in Taiwan.
Right.
My good friend and my family.
I see. Well, that's great. Have your parents visited you here and looked at the gym?
Yeah.
Your setup here and everything?
My mom has been over once already, and she's coming back over on the 5th of July. She's back soon. So she's...
Not to watch that match on July 11th.
No, she won't. Okay. My mom, she does yoga 6 times a week. She's been doing it for like 30 years.
So she's actually athletic in her own ways.
Very athletic, very busy, but she's... totally doesn't understand the sports side of boxing, and so even like for example, I'd go overseas, I'd go to Germany, I'd have a fight, and then she'd be worried about me because I'm her son, and I'd see her in the kitchen, and she'd go, "Are you going to Germany to the fight?" And I'd go, "Yeah," and she'd go, "Oh, okay." Like this. And then when I get back, I'd come back and I'd be in the kitchen again or something, and she'd be like, "Did you? How did it go? Did you
win?
Did you win?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, good." And I was like, "Aren't you happy for me?" And she's like, "Well, no, because it means you hurt somebody." But at least you didn't get hurt, but kind of, you know.
So she never went to watch you fight in a match at all?
Well, unfortunately, as much as I love my mother, she's an amazing lady, she never really understood the sport side of it, and I tried to explain it to her a few times, and I mean, a son cannot educate his mother. That doesn't happen anywhere in the world.
But your father has seen you fight many times.
Yeah.
Oh. So. Yeah, you know what? I'm a mother too, and maybe that's why, is that we don't want to see our children get bloody.
Yeah.
We find this to be violent.
Yes.
And bloody. I mean, those are the 2 words we want to use in this sport. I mean, but you try to tell me otherwise.
Well, basically, like I say, it's from the sports point of view. So high stakes game of tag.
Right.
So the idea is like some of my my high level boxing buddies at home that are world champions that I train with and spar with. Sometimes we walk up to each other, and if this is our shoulders, we'll do stuff like this, and we'll kind of move like that, and then we'll separate from each other. And people are like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, actually, I was about to throw a right, I saw he moved that way, so he was already going to counter me. Then I went through my left, he already countered that. Then I went to weave under it, and he already did something else, and I just backed off because we both knew that we kind of blocked each other's stuff. We kind of countered, then we moved out. So
This isn't a match?
no, this is just inspiring. The training. So, but we're still hitting each other, inspiring, and so we kind of like essentially, it's like I'm saying, you're sussing things out, and you're waiting for people to make a mistake. So you're picking out people's rhythm. A sense of a fighter, a warrior, would be just somebody who just goes out there and throws punches. I like to call it hidden hope. They kind of don't know what they're doing. Whether they win or lose, they don't really know what they did. Even if they knock the guy out, they still don't know what they did. But it's very different to actually setting something up and having timing and rhythm and having a plan and thinking a few moves ahead and looking for where he puts his body weight. Every time I do that, he puts his body weight there. So I know there's body weights on that leg, so maybe that's a good time to kick his leg. So I'll go like that and then kick his leg, or this type of thing. So,
So this sport is not a no-brainer.
If you want If you want to make the top ranks, definitely you need. If you want to get like so in the top 20, top 10 in the world, you need that kind of thinking. You can't just go through there throwing punches and not hitting and hoping. So.
You give me the feeling that, and that's why you have your, what do you call it? Your nickname? Do you call it?
Yeah.
Gentleman.
Fight name. Yeah.
Fight name. It's called Gentleman. I think you're nice to your. You think you're nice to your opponents?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, of course, you're fighting with spirit to win and everything, but you are, yeah.
I'm extremely competitive. That's my thing. Whether
you don't look it.
No. If